Hey everyone, my name is Khaleeq.
My name is Camila.
My name is Melody.
And my name is Armaan.
And our group project today is on family medicine. So a little bit about us. As you can see, our interests are all over the place. Ultimately, we decided on interviewing someone who practiced in family medicine, as physicians who practice in this field are trained to see a little bit of everything every day. What I mean by this is that they practice on pediatrics, adults, and seniors, and they cover everything from common colds to mental health and routine checkups. Moving on to Dr. Perch. As I mentioned previously, she practices in family medicine. Currently, she works at a clinic associated with Valero in San Antonio. Originally, she's from a small town outside of Houston called Spring. She attended Long School of Medicine in San Antonio and completed her residency down in the Valley. Since then, she's practiced in the San Antonio area, both in an ER setting and now in a clinic. Moving on to the interview portion, the questions we asked her range from her schooling to her career and her personal life. So I'll let Melody take over with our first question.
If you could describe what you do on a day-to-day basis, what would it be? Her response is that it can vary in a regular week. By this, she meant there could be follow-up preventative exams, COVID tests, vaccines, and etc. With COVID still very much being around, the staff is doing everything possible in order to prevent any cases, and by doing so, a patient's first visit is now through teledoc, and their second visit is when tests are conducted. In this second visit, all patients walking in must be screened upon entering. Next, I asked, what do you hope medicine looks like in the future? There were three main things she hopes to see. The first thing being educating the public about the science of medicine. The example she gave was in relation to the COVID vaccine and how there are those who are hesitant, although it could potentially save lives. The second being universal healthcare for everyone, since there are many people unable to get the proper care they need. The third was healthcare being accessible anywhere through technology, and she was glad she has already seen this one coming to life through teledoc, as I mentioned earlier.
So the first question that I asked was, what keeps you motivated in this field? Dr. Perch answered this question by stating that her work schedule is a really big help in being motivated in this field. She has time to spend time with her family and do activities outside of work due to her schedule being a big help. Also, being able to serve patients with a good schedule is also motivation for such a demanding field. This helps her focus on both her personal life as well as her life as a doctor. The second question I asked was, does the prestige of one school determine one's career outcome, or does one's work ethic and drive determine one's career outcome? The answer we received for this question was that we need to focus more on our GPA, MCAT scores, and how well run we are. Many schools these days are more into what we did instead of the prestige of the school we attend. Also, research, shadowing, volunteering, and other activities are important components.
As a pre-med student, we have heard about the checklist of experiences we need to complete in order to be successful in med school, such as volunteering, working in the medical field, and shadowing. However, Dr. Perch emphasized that while all of the above are necessary, it is volunteering that should be a priority. She described volunteering as an excellent way in not only getting hands-on experience, but a way to improve your interpersonal and social skills. As a family doctor who treats all age groups, it is important that people not only hear you, but truly understand you. Growing up, Dr. Perch looked up to both her dad, who was a dentist, and her grandma. She described that while she loved working with her dad during the summers, teeth were simply not her cup of tea. Instead, she described how spending time with her grandma in the hospital for her passing made her sure she wanted to be in the medical field, but did not just want to treat a single patient, but instead the entire family.
So our next question was what she thinks distinguishes herself from other doctors. Dr. Perch explained that her personal struggles help her relate to her patients. She explained to us that being able to make fun of herself helps her patients feel more open and comfortable with speaking to her. She also places an emphasis on problem solving and organization. She believes in explaining information in a way patients can best understand, whether it be thinking out loud or writing something out. Our last question was, have there been any patients that have left an impact on you? She noted that the first death of a patient she encountered hit her pretty hard. It was during the H1N1 breakout that occurred in the early 2010s, and she had been treating this patient for about 6 to 8 weeks before they passed away. She said this experience had solidified her belief in the importance of vaccines because the patient's death could have been preventable. She also said treating hospital patients can be very hard on a person, especially because these patients are generally terminally ill. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.